Hello, screenwriters. Welcome back to reading Budo reviews of my script. This week, I have a fun one. Well, fun as in the story, but not the review. But anyway, this is my attempt at writing a second pilot. And this pilot, I actually wrote it for a class. And I have to say, it's the most fun I've ever had writing a story. I'll talk about that later after the review. All right, this is from Coverfly, and this is from a pilot called Taste. I'm not the biggest fan of writing in the exterior shots like how you began the script with the description of the apartment exterior. It seems like filler that the set designer is in charge of and the DP would keep in mind, not like something the writer would have to write. Also, starting a story with the making of breakfast treads really old territory and doesn't bring anything fresh to the table. Yes, it shows that he's unenthused, but there are newer and newer ways to show that every day. The one drawback to your dialogue is that it gets clunky and it's overwriting. There are certain places where it becomes chunk after chunk of dialogue. See the radio back and forth for what I mean. That can be trimmed down for brevity's sake. By the first 10 pages of the script, I can't tell you what the plot is. There isn't exactly an inciting incident to speak of. It's more like a string of events involving different rappers, which is appropriate and very good for a slice of life drama. However, it feels like you're going for something else besides that, in which case it doesn't strike me as a narrative, but rather a list of happenings. I would ask myself, how can I make one event flow to the next? I know you set up Eddie in the beginning for his big moment in Act 2, but stuff like that needs to be consistent from beginning, middle to end. The protagonist, Zion, suffers from the common problem of being passive as opposed to active. By that, I mean he's rather reactive and lacks some agency given his nature. It's possible to write a character like him and be an active protagonist, but it requires some clever writing to get him to perform anything of significance. Your script's a great foundation to work off from. There are elements to keep as is and others to refine. Please don't view my critique as too harsh. What do you mean don't view your critique as too harsh? The whole point of this series is called Budo Review. No, I'm kidding. Well, at least, he was nice about me not taking it personal. But no, I thought the feedback was great. And since this feedback, I've rewritten this pilot several times. Okay. Let's talk about the pilot. It's called Taste. Why was it the most fun I've had writing a script? Okay, you may not know, but my original first love was hip hop. Yes, I know. I don't look like a hip hop person, right? Yes, I love hip hop. And I grew up in the late 80s, early 90s, so in my opinion, the golden age of hip hop was in the 90s, right? And I breathed hip hop. And at one point, I attempted to be a rapper when I realized that I suck. I can't rap. Anyway, back to the story. The pilot is called Taste, and it is about this rapper. He is very, very huge. He's a huge rapper, and he's hiding a secret. The secret is that he's a cannibal. And it was so fun working on this script because I was actually writing the songs that he was performing in the story, right? So I was having so much fun with it because if you're a hip hop fan, you know that rappers, they love to brag. They always talking about, I eat MCs and things like that. It's a metaphor for, I could destroy any MC. So I had fun with that line. This story is like one of my favorite stories. And I'm hoping one day I could shoot the pilot. And obviously, I still have a long way to go to improve it. Like this reviewer mentioned, there's a lot of things I need to work on. However, this is one of the stories that I am so excited about to bring to the world. And yeah. Okay, that is it, and thank you so much for watching, and make sure you like this video, subscribe, and go to stratword.com to write your screenplay. Fade out.